Welcome to Salute to the Years, where my family and I discuss everything Disney, from parks, food, and rides to travel tips, movies, and more. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Salute to the Years, and welcome to 2022, where it should be another exciting year with all things that have to do with Disney. We hope you had a wonderful holiday season and are as optimistic about this year as we are. And with that, this episode, well, it's just going to be me, Jeremy. I'll be your host, and we're going to talk about all things that are going on at Disney World in 2022. Now, with this, it gets kind of confusing because there's a whole lot of things that they've announced are coming in 2022, but haven't really given us a date. And I think that's really where we're going to start and kind of dive in, and I'm going to break it down at first, going park to park, and then I'll break it down month to month with the things that we do know that have already got dates. So we might as well go ahead and start off with the big park where things have been changing and going on with the whole 50th anniversary, and that stuff's going to keep on going. This whole year, 2022, we're going to continue to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. And with that, we're going to get some things that are going to be returning, like Festival of Fantasy Parade. Yeah, we're actually going to get a full-time actual parade, not just a cavalcade, but a parade during the day, which isn't surprising since they've been doing parades at the Christmas event at night, but now we're going to be getting it during the day, but we just don't know when. They just said in 2022. I don't know. This is one where I really don't have a good guess of when it's going to be. I would think sooner rather than later, but with some virus numbers kind of creeping back up, it could be that it might be a few months until we get to that. They may not want the big huge crowds gathered up, but I could be wrong. It could be a week from now. I don't know. They haven't given us a date for that, but it'll be nice to have that full-time parade, seeing that Maleficent dragon going down the street and all the characters that are associated with it. Everyone loves a good parade at the Magic Kingdom and in Disney in general, so that's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing that back again. We're also going to get Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair, which is going to be a stage show right in front of the castle. It's going to be just kind of adapted a little bit over a show that was already there, which was Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair. This is going to have more to do with the 50th. It sounds like maybe some new outfits, maybe a new song, some new dances. But yeah, a new full-time, full-length show. Probably going to be running a good 4, 5, 6 times a day, which will be exciting. Again, good thing about those two in particular, in between the parade and the show, is it eats up crowds. So if your main purpose of going to the park is to ride rides, that's a good time to be riding a ride whenever those shows and parades are going on, because the lines are shorter then. This is one of those things you've really been looking forward to, is those parades and the shows coming back. Then good news, some of that magic is returning for you. Some of the things that we definitely do not have a date. I got an idea of when we might see them, but we don't know for sure. But let's go ahead and talk about these still in the Magic Kingdom. Let's go ahead and talk about Tron. They've been putting in some serious work over on Tron. They're starting to lay the concrete outside. They got this crazy looking, almost like floating platform to get in and out. They've been doing tons of work inside. People have been seeing more workers there recently than they have the whole time it's been going. So I think they're really putting in a lot of effort to try and get this thing done, because when that thing gets done, then they can also finish up the refurb of the Walt Disney World Railroad. We haven't had the railroad since like 2018. So it's been a long time. They've already laid new tracks for a good part of it, but they still got to finish that loop from basically Tron up to the Main Street station. And they really can't do it until at least that part of Tron that the railroad's going to pass through. They got to complete that first. It's like a whole tunnel. They got to pour some concrete, which they're already doing. So I got a feeling they're going to have that track laid before Tron actually opens. I got a feeling, now this is just my gut, I don't know anybody, I don't know anything. I got a feeling Tron's probably going to open up in the fall of 2022, like October range. Something else to celebrate in the month of October in Disney. That's when they opened up Galaxy's Edge. That's when they did Remy's this year. And that's when the 50th really kicked off. They seem to like the month of October. If they're not going to open stuff up early summer, late spring to try and get the summer crowds, then you might as well do it in the fall and try and get the holiday crowds to really plan for that ride. And one of the other things in Magic Kingdom that is kind of up in the air, I don't know if we'll see it this year. I got a feeling we're going to see it begin this year, but I don't know for sure, and that's the Splash Mountain refurb. We've talked about it before, how they're going to close down Splash Mountain, and it's going to be rethemed to Princess and the Frog. It's supposed to be kicking off right after and Prince Naveen get married, and you go on an adventure from there with them, and kind of takes you down through the bayou. And the only thing that they've really released at this point is that there is going to be a scene at the end. Kind of, I think it's going to be kind of the big celebration point in Splash Mountain where you got the big steamboat and all the animatronics. Well, you're going to be passing through a big Mardi Gras party. It says you're going to meet some of their old friends, some of their new friends, and it's going to be an adventure. It's coming. We just don't know when or how in depth of a refurb it's going to be. If they're just switching out some animatronics, if they're doing a massive like repaint inside. I think like the track, the river part of it, I think it's probably going to be the same, but it's going to, I think you're going to have more screens, more advanced animatronics. So I don't know really how long it's going to take them to refurb it. I do know that it will go down for scheduled maintenance this year, which we will go over, but that is not, we've been told that is not the big refurb that we're all anticipating at this point. Now, there will be other things that are going on in Disney World that they haven't, at Magic Kingdom, that they haven't announced yet, like new merchandise and food. And some of these menus are going to continue to expand because a lot of them have been kind of condensed ever since COVID. I think they're going to kind of expand as the year goes on. And if there's really any restaurant there that's not open at this point, I'm trying to think. I think all of them inside Magic Kingdom are actually open at this point, but if they're not, they will be. Now let's head on over to Hollywood Studios. At Hollywood Studios, they have announced in 2022 Fantasmic is coming back. It is getting a big update. There's been all kinds of construction going on over there. They said they are taking out a scene and putting in a new scene with new characters and new projections going on. I got a feeling we're going to see a more advanced like lighting system with the water shooting up in the air. It's always been kind of this light purple. I think we're going to see kind of some stuff that's been going on over at Harmonious and the World of Color out in Disneyland, where you got these big, bright, vibrant colors going on. Probably an updated sound system a little bit. I saw that the steamboat that comes through, they've like pretty much stripped that thing down. They're going to rebuild that as it comes through. A little bit of a new storyline. So it's about time. Fantasmic has been going on the same way ever since it came out. It's time for an update. Let's update it a little bit. I know that'll make some people upset because I'm sure the scene that's cut out will make some people angry. I don't know what it is, but it's time for an update, even though I absolutely love that show. And that will be good when that show comes back. And that is another big crowd eater. That thing usually has the most of the auditorium is full, and if you're wanting to ride rides, especially like Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster over in that same area, that's a good time to go do it. Hollywood Studios at night is just magical anyway. I love it around there. Something else that's going on, actually you'll get this in Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and Epcot, is all the parking trams are coming back. Once again, we don't have a date, but I think it's going to be here real soon. They just started again over the last couple weeks over in Magic Kingdom. If you're driving yourself there, that's a long walk from the parking lot, especially on a busy day, from the parking lot to the main gate. Hop on a tram. those things haven't been going ever since shut down for COVID. Those are coming back. And then one other thing over in Hollywood Studios is, and they haven't been talking about it as much, so we really don't know a whole lot about it, is the Roundup Rodeo over in Toy Story Land. It's supposed to be the fun little barbecue restaurant over there, kind of by that big giant Woody whenever you first walk in there, if you're not coming in from the Galaxy's Edge side. You get that giant Woody doll that's standing there. It greets everybody as they come in. And right over by there is supposed to be a barbecue restaurant that's kind of themed around Andy's Toy Box and Woody and just the whole rodeo scene that the sheriff is involved in. They haven't really said a whole lot. The building's there. Supposedly they've been doing the work. We just don't know when it's going to open, if it's going to open. But I'm going to guess sometime in 2022 it's going to open because our Hollywood Studios could really use another sit-down restaurant, especially over that area. You really don't got anything over there. I mean, you're limited on sit-down table service restaurants anyway, and most of them are on the other side of the park. So that'll be a good addition to Hollywood Studios. Let's go on over to Animal Kingdom. Over in Animal Kingdom, you're going to have the return of Finding Nemo, the show, another crowd eater. I'm all for shows coming back. Shows are fantastic. The older I get, the more I appreciate them. When I was younger, it was all about rides for a lot of kids, a lot of guys and girls. It really is. I really do appreciate the shows, and I'm glad cast members are getting a chance to come back and perform, even if it's not the same ones. I know the ones that have been doing it had been doing it for years, and I hope they found a spot in this show. I know that they were going to give them a shot. If they didn't find a spot in that one, I hope they find one in another show that they love as much as the original Finding Nemo, because this one is going to be different, new songs. You're going to be at the Marine Institute, kind of in Finding Dory, and you're going to be going on from there with the show. Like I said, you're going to have some of the same songs, some new lines. It's be good to get a nice little refresh on that, and kind of this whole side of Animal Kingdom, because, well, they took out Primeval World already over in Dinoland. I don't know what's going on over there. There's not a whole lot to draw people over to that side. I got a feeling at some point early on this year, we're going to get an idea of what their plan is. Right now, the idea is just kind of make it a sitting area, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I got a feeling there's a big plan coming. We just haven't heard it yet. I've heard all kinds of stuff from people who want it to be Wakanda, to Zootopia, to Jungle Cruise or Jungle Book. I've heard all kinds of things. I don't know what to believe anymore. Everything's rumors at this point, but I think they got to do something to kind of draw people back over there. I enjoyed the ride Dinosaur. I know a lot of people don't. I hope it doesn't go anywhere because I like that ride. And it's the OG thrill ride for Animal Kingdom. But I think if they get rid of the whole dinosaur theme over there, it's kind of hard to keep that ride. Now, it is the same ride system as Indiana Jones, but I think it's difficult to fit Indiana Jones into the true spirit of Animal Kingdom. I like the idea of the Jungle Book. I think that would be a great fit over in there. It could even be, if they want to go new movies like Encanto, or it's going to be some kind of IP, because that's just how they're rolling, how Chapek really seems to really want to roll. I don't know what it's going to be, but I got a feeling we're going to hear something. And then that leaves us with one other park of kind of to be announced or to be determined dates, and that's over in Epcot. And this is the one where all kinds of changes have been going on. It seems like forever now. But early summer, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will be opening. This is the year we actually finally get to ride it. The filming is done. They're doing finishing touches on the outside. They still got to put that ship up, which is really going to be kind of one of the last things they do, I think. Some of the Imagineers, some of the Disney executives are getting preliminary rides on it as we speak. My guess is they say early summer, but I'm thinking like probably May, June time frame so they can get people down there, make sure that thing's going good before the big summer crowds hit. Those big summer crowds really hit like mid-June through July, and then it dips down in August again. So it could be even as early as maybe April, but I wouldn't plan on it. But that's the big one as far as rides go that we know for sure that we're getting for 2022. And I can't wait. I know I've seen all kinds of behind the scenes on it where you launch backwards, the car's spinning, you're facing these screens, and it's just supposed to be fantastic. I have high hopes for this ride. I really do. I hope this is the ride that kind of shows that Disney's creativity is still there. I hope this is the one where they go, okay, we really do need to rely on the Imagineers and the creativity going forward and kind of make sure that they got the budget that they need. Also going on over in Epcot, you have the Connections Cafe and Eatery, which is a quick service restaurant. It's going to be in the theme of their, like the new flagship store there, kind of this modern. Why am I having a hard time saying modern? Store that they got there. So it's going to be open, some bright colors, kind of, I don't know, Art Deco is the right word because Erica's not in here and she would correct me with it, but it's going to be in that same design, and it's just going to be a quick service restaurant over there, which will be a good idea. It's in the old Electric Umbrella area for those of you that have been going for years. Remember the Electric Umbrella. I wouldn't expect anything crazy, fantastic out of it. It's just going to be a quick service restaurant. Kind of sounds like burgers, fries, that kind of stuff. There's something where you can grab something quick to eat because you really don't have a whole lot there in that area. And even once you get back in the World Showcase, it's a whole lot of sit-down restaurants, unless you're just going to go hit the food booths, which there will be plenty of those this year too. And then just kind of some other notes of things that are happening. You got Magic Band Plus, which we already have our Magic Bands. This is the Plus. It's going to interact with all the 50th statues that are already out. It's supposed to interact with the fireworks shows in both Epcot and Magic Kingdom. It's supposed to interact and send you on different adventures if you want to. Like if you're wearing a Star Wars one, maybe it's going to send you on adventures to hunt down bounties. It's supposed to interact with your Genie Plus. So there's a lot that goes with it. Now they are going to be more expensive, of course, like everything else down there. The price just keeps going up, but that's how everything is right now. The price of everything's going up everywhere. But that's coming out soon, and I will probably get myself one just so I can see what it's like whenever we go. And that way I can kind of report it back to you guys. But I'm kind of looking forward to it. Something that'll be fun and interactive and kind of will hopefully like maybe add a little twist on your trip. Also, if you're going to be staying in the parks or staying in the resorts on the parks this year, you're going to be getting Hey Disney. Disney and Amazon collabing together to give you their version of Alexa, which will allow you to pull up characters, ask characters questions on your Hey Disney. If you need more bedding in your room or towels, you can ask for towels. It can help you plan your day. It's supposed to be almost like your own little mini concierge in your room. Not something you have to use. If that's something you're going to use, you get in there, just unplug it. It's easy as that. But for those of us who have these kinds of things at home and you can use them, might be something extra handy to have. Now, as far as resorts go, the only resort we know that's really getting some love this year is the Grand Floridian DVC rooms. I got a feeling we're going to be hearing more on some rooms. Some of them it's about time for them to get some updates. This year, though, we will have all the resorts open. The last ones to open is going to be All-Star Sports, which does have an opening date early this year. So all the resorts will officially be open. I got a feeling some of them may be partially shutting down or have some refurbs going. I got a feeling, I don't know anything, but my gut tells me it's about time for Animal Kingdom to get room updates. It hasn't had an update in quite some time. I would probably say the same thing about Boardwalk. I know I see a lot of complaints about their rooms. of how they seemed very outdated, even though they're a theme from the 20s. I also wouldn't be surprised if we got an update on maybe a new resort in general coming to the Disney World resort area. I kind of thought maybe we'd hear about it at the last D23, but we didn't hear anything. We really didn't hear anything at the D23. I got a feeling there's going to be a new one coming, and my gut and some of the things I've been reading tells me it's probably going to be around the Seven Seas Lagoon area. That's the Magic Kingdom area. And I think it's going to be kind of a throwback to a resort that Walt wanted, but we got to see. I hope it's not specific to DVC. To me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they're having trouble selling contracts the way it is. A lot of people are selling those off. So I hope it's just not a strict DVC resort. But we could see, and that might be something we hear about later on in the year. I don't think it'll be something we hear about as the year starts off. But today is January 1st, 2022. And with that, it means we're also saying goodbye to Disney's Magical Express. As of today, it will no longer be giving people a ride from the airport to your resort, which is kind of a bummer. That was one of those things we always enjoyed, even though sometimes we had to wait a while to go from the airport to our hotel. It was nice to have that complimentary transportation. It is no longer complimentary. Now you've got your choices. If you like the bus idea, you can stick with Mears Connect, which Mears was the company that was really running the Magical Express. Now they're just not associated with Disney. And you also have Sunshine Flyer, which is one that came out like a week or two ago. And their buses are all going to be wrapped. It almost looks like a 20s locomotive. It looks fantastic. They're going to have very nice buses with big TVs. Theirs are going to have a restroom in it, which could be good or bad. Roughly the same price for now. I've heard Mears Connect may be going up soon, but now that they have competition, maybe they'll keep the price down a little bit. For an adult, you're looking at like $32 round trip. And it's like 20 something for kids round trip. Those are going to be your two main like bus options. Mears Connect does offer a express version, which is like $200 for 4 and $55 for each additional person after that. And that is a limited wait time at the airport and then direct route to your hotel. You don't have to make stops to let other people off. You don't have as long of a wait to get on it. And I think maybe if you're doing that round trip, they pick you up a little bit later from your resort. So if you're trying to get a little bit more park time or heading over to Disney Springs or just enjoying the resort a little bit longer, that might be a way to go. And then you also have Uber, Lyft, all those, which sounds like a lot of people are kind of planning on. So I guess if you're an Uber or Lyft driver down there, you're about to make some money and you're going to be busy. I still wouldn't be surprised if Disney comes out with something on their own, whether that's minivans. There's going to be a way that they're going to find a way to turn a profit off of this. I just don't know what it is yet. I thought that they were going to come out with something else. I don't know if they were banking on the train being done. Now that's postponed indefinitely, and I don't know what they're going to do. So those are your options really right now: Uber, Lyft, Sunshine Flyer, or Mears Connect are your main ones. I'm looking forward to trying the Sunshine Flyer. It looks like it'd be fun, especially if you have young kids who enjoy trains. It could be a good way to go. But as we continue down January, over in Epcot, you'll have Festival of the Arts this year. This is by far the shortest festival that's going on. It's going from January 14th to the 22nd. And this is fun. You get all these artists that come in. They do chalk art on the ground. Artists have tents set up to where you can buy their art. You can see some of their stuff. You got food booths really kind of set up. And these ones are really for the true foodie. And there's a lot of wonderful pictures that come out of there of the food. It's really, the presentation is much better. A better presentation, I guess, is the right way But like I said, if this is your festival you really like and you really want to enjoy, then you have a very short window of when you can go to this. This is just January 14th to the 22nd, by far the shortest. And then from January 4th through mid-April, Expedition Everest over in Animal Kingdom is going down for a lengthy refurb. We don't know what's going on. That's not just your normal maintenance. There's something significant going on. I don't know if they're laying down new track, replacing the track. I've heard people say that as technology's gotten better and stuff's become more lightweight and can still hold up to what they need, that they have found a way to replace the Yeti. That would be fantastic. Disco Yeti has been, you hardly even notice him because it's blinking so much. If they can find a way to replace that and him still move and it not compromise the structure of the mountain and the foundation that it was on, and that's why they had to stop running it, then fantastic. I really hope they can go in there and do that. That would make a ton of people very, very happy. And once again, if that happens, then applaud the Imagineers. Those guys are brilliant. And then you also got from July 5th through the 9th, that is the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. This is a big runners weekend. It is typically pretty crowded in the parks that weekend. But if you're a marathon runner, if you enjoy running and you enjoy Disney, then this is a must-do for you. I know I would like to do it at some point in my life, but that means I have to get up off my butt and actually go and start running again, and that doesn't seem to be happening this week as snow falls. And then starting January 10th through February 10th, Splash Mountain is getting its refurb. No, this is not the Princess and the Ferb. Like Phineas and Ferb? That'd be fun. Why don't they ever have anything anymore? You don't ever hear about them. Anyway, Splash Mountain, January 10th through February 10th. It's getting its normal winter maintenance. Winter is when they usually take that ride down. Late fall, early winter is when I think you're going to see it go down for its big Princess and the Frog retheming. And I think it's going to take longer than a month. I think it's going to be a few months, and we're going to get an idea of what's going on so people can get a chance to go ride it the last few times. I don't think that's something that they're just going to surprise on us, but I have been wrong before. And then also, the Skyliner is also going down for just a bit from the 23rd to the 28th for a short Skyliner refurbishment maintenance. It's just time to go check it, make sure everything's right. Replace any of the cars that need to be replaced, do all that kind of fun stuff. Just give them times to make sure everything's safe. And that takes us into February 14th through the 18th. Right after Splash Mountain reopens, Big Thunder goes down. But this is just 4 days. Just a quick cleaning, safety, make sure everything's good, and then it'll be up and going again. And then you have another Run Disney event, the 26th through 27th. That's the Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend. Now, there'll probably be more events and stuff that are going on in these months than what I have. Some of these ones I did earlier that are to be determined will probably pop up in here. But as of right now, these are what I've got. And I only got 2 things down in February, so we may see some more. But as of right now, that's all I got in March. March 1st, this is a big one. This is one they've been kind of pushing a little bit. And then they've kind of backed off of. They've gotten a little bit of heat for people don't think it looks as well, looks as good as it should. And as March 1st is the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser opens. I'm anxious to see what it's going to look like. Who are the people going in there? If it's just going to be people that are going to bash it to try and get clicks, or if it's going to be people that are going to go in there and really enjoy it. I think we'll probably have a mixture of both. But you're definitely going to have people who are going to go in there and completely bash it, especially for how expensive it is. It looks like it could be a good time with the characters. You can kind of follow your own path and everything that's going on. I hope people really give it a chance because this could really change a lot of things and how things go down there. I just kind of wish it wasn't so expensive, but I get it. And then we're going to kind of go into our next festival. The next festival is March 2nd through July 4th over at Epcot. You can get Flower and Garden, and this is a long one. This one where you got all the topiaries, up around the park or up around Epcot. And I'm looking forward to this. This is always a good one. It's the second largest one after Food and Wine, which comes on later on in the year. And then March 31st through April 13th is your Springtime Surprise Weekend, another Run Disney event. They have a lot of running events throughout the year. There's typically other sporting events going on too. I didn't find a good schedule for that, and that's hard to do right now with all the COVID stuff going on. And then in April, this is where things kind of start to get a little fuzzy as far as dates. You have your big egg hunt going on in Epcot, and this is also Earth Month over in Disney's Animal Kingdom, where you'll get some more fun things going on over there. And then the 30th, April 30th and May 1st is Dapper Day. I've never actually done a Dapper Day. Eric and I have talked about it. It's on our Disney bucket list of things we want to do is go down there and participate in a Dapper Day. It looks like fun. You get to go dress in your best, usually like old school best, and enjoy the day. It looks like it would be fun. And May 4th, of course, is Star Wars Day, and they always have fun stuff going on over at Galaxy's Edge on that day. And after that, it just kind of really starts to open up. You got July through November sometime is Food and Wine. August through October is Halloween. And then September 9th through the 11th. This is the big D23 Expo out in California. This is where we always get all kinds of big news. If there's going to be big rides coming in the future, new lands, new gates, new parks, resorts, a lot of times this is where we find out. I don't know what they got planned, but we will find out something. There'll be something there that will excite people every time they get up there. And this is like where we found out about Galaxy's Edge and the Epcot redo of no better word I can think of, and just some of the plans that they got. This is really where they kind of lay the foundation for what they got planned. And then November through December again is your holiday season, and that's really kind of a good idea of what Disney has planned going on. I know as far as our podcast, some things we'd like to get more into is getting more into some of the imaginative, conversational podcasts of like some of our favorites, how we plan a trip. And then we also want to do more interviews. Like we want to get into doing interviews, like maybe interview our travel agents, some of the creators and stuff we've met through social media, talking to some of them. And then, maybe we're going to do some stuff to be able to do some more reviews, which may mean getting annual passes, which hopefully, I should probably put that on there, hopefully come back to sometime in 2022, because right now you can't buy an annual pass unless you live in Florida and it's the annual pass that nobody wants, and that's why they left it open, because you can pretty much only go to the park like Tuesdays and Wednesdays a couple times a month throughout the year. But I got a feeling those are going to come back. I've heard all kinds of rumors that they're kind of re-theming them a little bit, maybe giving people some more options. But we got to see what happens. They're kind of working through some things, but annual passes will come back. And I got a feeling they'll come back sooner than later. I got a feeling they just kind of close them down for the holiday season. I think probably within the next month or so we'll have an idea of what's going on with them. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll find a way to make our way down there some more. We are for sure taking a big family trip early summer. And then have talks with some other ones so that we can do some more reviews, go get some more pictures, some videos, and do some more live stuff on like Instagram and that kind of thing. So that's kind of our plan for 2022. We hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed year, full of adventures and excitement. And it's just much more calm than what it's been the last couple years for all of us. We could use it because it's hard to believe that 2020 was 2 years ago. And we were like, oh, this year is going to be fantastic. And, well, it kind of went off the rails a little bit. So no more of that stuff, please. And with that, everyone, please go out and find your joy and have a magical week.